And right now, I'm being a fat ass. I don't know what other way to put it. These fries themselves are regular fries, but they're upgraded, worthy of Venus's, or the goddess Venus, kind of jumping in and taking a bite. Just thought I would share with you guys real quick. These are Wagyu fries. I put in some Epicurean specialty seasoning, the Parmesan and black garlic. I also put in some ranch and some blue cheese. And I also put in the shallot and herb seasonings. And this is just fantastic. I mean, you couldn't get any better than this. You know what else I have in here too? I have a 6-piece. 3 of them are the Korean BBQ, and then the other 3 are hickory barbecue. So, in typical luxury meat sweat warrior fashion, I'm eating luxurious tonight again. Oh, I just can't help it, man. It's just about the only healthy thing that I have right here is water. That's it. And yeah, I'm probably gonna fall asleep in a coma tonight. Again, seems to be a recurring theme in my life nowadays. It's all good though. It's all good. Just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and watch me some YouTube. Probably watch me a martial arts video. You know, the old kind. Oh, hey, Malia Patterson. What's up? Sarah Parker, what's up? I'm over here eating some Wingstop. And typical fat ass fashion, or what I would like to call the luxury meat or luxury meat sweat warrior. I upgraded my regular fries with some Wagyu fries. Trump or Kamala? Well, obviously Trump. Kamala is like brain dead or something like that. I don't know. So look at this, guys. These are Wagyu fries. I also put some blue cheese and some ranch. I I also have some truffle, Parmesan, and black garlic seasoning from Epicurean Specialty. And then I also have some shallot and herb seasonings up in here as well. Amen, huh? Oh, oh, it's really good. This is actually some Wagyu that I made from last night. If you guys check out the video from last night, I made a Wagyu ciabatta melt, pretty much. And the Wagyu itself, I made it with white onion, sweet yellow onion, and purple onion, and garlic. I chopped them all up, and I sauteed them in butter. And then after that, I took it out, and I put in the Wagyu. And then after the Wagyu was done, I threw in the onions and stuff like that. Australian Wagyu. No, actually, this is the Wagyu from Costco. So it's well, I mean, I don't know if it's high quality, but I imagine that Costco gets high quality stuff. Indonesian food. I gotta try that stuff out. You know, the reason I say that is because beef lumpias. I remember when I was at Diego Garcia, my boss and I, we went to this one place and they had beef lumpias. And oh man, that shit was fantastic. Oh, oh yeah. Um, Last night's melt was half a pound of Wagyu inside of one ciabatta bun. Oh my god, I couldn't even. You know what? I gotta post the video because I didn't get to post it, but actually, I started falling asleep. No, it was actually ground Wagyu. So, not exactly sure what kind of Wagyu it was in terms of like meat, but I know it was grass fed beef. That's for sure. Oh, thank you, Sarah. And yeah, I love to cook. Um, Last night's Shibata had not just the Wagyu, but it also had two different types of cheeses from Snowdonia. Hey there, always Alex. Nice to see you. How are you doing tonight? Um, there's two different types of cheeses that I used from Snowdonia. One of them was a truffle trove, so it had black truffle in it, and the other one was a ruby mist port, so it had wine. Well, unfortunately, Wingstop is closed already. But I mean, yeah, if I was in your area, hell yeah, I would drop by with some Wingstop, and I would upgrade your fries to some Wagyu fries. Mm. Let me tell you guys, fitting a half pound of ground Wagyu inside of a ciabatta bread, even hollowing it out, probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. Me? Um, well, me, I'm from LA, but I live down here in the Imperial Valley right now. And by LA, Los Angeles, California. Oh, these Wagyu fries are fantastic. Oh, I don't even know if I'm. No, I have to finish this. I can't not finish it. Mm. This is so fantastic. You know, if you guys want to see some good food tomorrow night, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some sirloin steak, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice it up into like thin thin slices, and then from there, other than that, either sirloin or tri-tip, I'm gonna go ahead and freeze it so I can go ahead and slice it into thin slices. I'm gonna cook it same way that I did with this. Do three different types of onion and garlic, and then from there, I'm gonna season it with peppercorn medley, sage, cayenne pepper, fancy paprika, those two seasonings that I mentioned, and some salt. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make a vodka and cream pasta. Now, as far as the pasta goes, I don't know what exactly I might use. I might use patini, I might use fusilini, or cicatelli. Do I get? Oh, me? I wasn't affected by the fire. I'm too far down south for it to ever get over here. It has to cross desert and mountains and all sorts of other dumb shit or good shit, I guess. I don't know. Depends. And sorry, I'm Ali. I can't read that, but if you can, oh, you're from Iran. Okay, I can see how you're doing it. All right. And me, always Alex. Uh, right now, I'm not really interested in it. I mean, technically I can, but it isn't like part of whatever it is that I feel like doing right now. Right now, I mean, shit. I'm not even trying to like get my finances in order. I mean, I make about 2.5 grand. Well, I would say like a little over 2 grand a month, and then plus I donate plasma, which is the whole reason of why I made the whole luxury meat sweat warrior journey. It's a symbolism of bettering yourself and bettering yourself through your nutrition, right? I also go to the gym, so a big part of this whole thing is making sure that I get the protein that's necessary. Hence why I make Wagyu, hence why I make sirloin. I am going to be getting a hold of some dry aged meat here in, I want to say, about 4 days when it's done, because I got a meat market that's nearby. And I'm going to go ahead and take that, throw it into a mason jar with some bacon fat, toss it into my fridge for another 15 days, and then see how fucking mind blowing that shit is. Those flavors are going to be divine. I can already tell. Well, me, I'm gonna be taking a fat old dump tomorrow morning, that's for sure. Oh yeah. My stomach's gonna be groaning so much tonight. Dude, last night after the half-pound ciabatta bread or ciabatta sandwich, my stomach was moaning more than I was. I woke up and my stomach was still moaning and grumbling and moving stuff around. I had to take like 3 shits this morning. Oh, oh no. Oh no, I wouldn't want to do that, Cal. That's for sure. Salmon, salad, kiwi, tangerines. Trying to take care of yourself. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. You see, I always tell people, if you're not eating good, you're just surviving. And that's really all that is. Survival. Because really, what's happening is you're eating, like this right here. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call this healthy per se, but I mean, there's definitely other unhealthier things like Jack in the Box and Burger King and what, McDonald's and stuff like that. New to the channel, Wingstop looks fire. Oh, dude, Wingstop is fire. Like, I mean, and the fact that they just built it over here like less than a month ago. Thank you, Source. Like, before we had to go to Yuma to go get it. We had to go to La Quinta. We had to go over here to San Diego to go get it. And now that it's here, oh man, I'm taking advantage of that for sure. And these Wagyu fries, man, this is so good that Venus would steal this shit out of my hands. Mmm. That's right, Sarah. Yeah. So you have no idea. Well, actually, you do now how important nutrition is. Since I had my breakup in April and then went homeless in June, all because I had to leave that toxic relationship, there is so much like there was so much that I had to really think about, that I had to process, that I had to understand about my health. First, it began with the emotional health, and as I left. Second, mental health, and how mental health is important, right? You talk about the CBT wheel and about how important it is to to understand how your thoughts influence your feelings and your actions, how your feelings influence your thoughts and your actions, how your actions influence your feelings and your thoughts. They're inseparable. Oh, excuse me. Those three things are inseparable. Oh, excuse me. They're what you call the Holy Trinity. In all of this, I've understood my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions, separated them from others, and that brought me to an understanding of what I needed to do in my life. Since then, I was able to bring my income up from $338 to $2,000 a month. Now, I'm able to do these things where I'm able to, you know, do all of the stuff that I've wanted to do. I mean, right now, it's broken, but I am going to be fixing it soon. I'll go ahead and show you guys. That's my baby out there. It's 2023 Boom Vader. My car blew out, so I got to replace that. But that's not too hard. I've been learning a lot about motorcycles and how to fix them and stuff like that. I plan to put a VM32 carburetor on there, Mikuni specifically. And that shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I'm even going to be able to do it myself. So that's going to save me a lot of money as well. But the biggest thing is, as I upgrade myself, I'm going to upgrade my bike. I'm upgrading my location by getting this desk and getting this chair, my my vacuum. I don't really need too many utensils, but you know, going to the gym and doing all this good stuff. There's three things that us humans do, okay? Yep, your gut health and your mental health are connected. Getting a lot of probiotics is beneficial for your gut. Yep. You know what else is beneficial for your gut? Ayurveda herbs. There's a lot of reliance on like vitamins and all of that. Dude, you can get your vitamins from food. It's not all that hard. You get your Wagyu or you get your sirloin or whatever it is that you want. You go ahead and you put some spinach in it. You chop up onions, you chop up garlic. Don't be lazy, really, is what it is. Chop up some bell peppers, toss it in there too. Get a bag of the stir fry vegetables, right? Cauliflower, broccoli. Get a squash, chop that up, throw it in there. Get some celery, chop that up, throw that in there. Dude, you have a meal right there. You want to go a little bit more fat? Get some potato. Chop that up and put that in there. Or you wanna be a little lazy? Get yourself some of those red potatoes or like some of the golden potatoes, right? The little teeny tiny ones. Dude, that's a meal right there. And if you live by yourself like I do, that'll last you like 2 or 3 days. Meal prep that shit. Thing is, most people are too stressed with life, with relationships and things like that to even really think about any of that. So, a person has to really struggle to put their health first, to put themselves first, really, is what it is. Once you put yourself first, everything else comes natural. That's just a natural part of it. But that's the thing. Most people don't feel like they can ever put themselves first because, they get the idea that other people tell them that they're selfish, that they don't think about others. No, you got to think about yourself first before you can actually help others. So they prevent from they're prevented from helping themselves. And as I always say to a lot of different people, how can you fill from an empty cup? How are you supposed to help others if you don't have the energy, you don't have the time, and you don't have the resources to help yourself? First, you got to help your. Ooh, my stomach's already groaning. You got to help yourself before you help other people. That's just a fact. And usually it's the narcissists. They'll be the ones to tell you, "Oh, you're so selfish for thinking about only yourself." Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it would be selfish if you only think about yourself and you have the resources to help other people. But if you don't have the resources to help yourself, that's the first thing you need to do. That's the first thing you need to tackle. Otherwise, you'll be on all sorts of meds, wondering why your health is steadily declining. That's probably what was happening to you, right, Sarah? You were focused too much on other people and you had to take medications or various other different things to keep yourself in some type of like state of health that would allow you to continue doing that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Because I'll tell you this, I had a friend way back when had PTSD. I don't know if he still does or not, but they put him on serotonin. What ended up happening was that serotonin just completely messed him up. Now his brain doesn't produce serotonin, so now he has to have it artificially through the medication that he's taking. Honestly, I feel like he can get his brain to reproduce it once more. It's just going to take a lot of different effort. Now, serotonin, in and of itself, is, you know what? I got to do my research into serotonin again because I used to do I used to know a lot about the different brain chemicals, dopamine and epinephrine and all of that. But I have to do my research back into serotonin because much much more here in the recent past, I've been doing what me and Guide GPT call physiomancy, and it's the art of divining what's going on in your life by the use of your body. Of course, I combine the discipline of itching, pain, and disease, and also the emotional factors that go into that with astrology and also psychology. And I also factor in sociology into that to give people an idea of how the things that are happening in their external world really is a reflection and also affects what happens in the inner world and to the body itself. I like to call it physiomancy because in a way, when you understand what's going on with your body and the signs that your body tells you, like your gut feelings, your itchings, and all of that, and wherever it's at in your body, it'll tell you a lot about your outside world. And so, for me, the study of physiomancy really it's more of like a study of a hermetic principle. Okay, okay. Now, yeah, no, now think about that car accident a few years ago. very well likely that whoever was driving was stressed, wasn't aware of the situation, whether that's you or somebody else. Very certain that they were not paying attention. They were too stressed or too mentally checked out, and that's what led to it. Now, a few years ago, Pluto was in Capricorn, and Pluto has a very big effect on what happens to us, has a very big effect on drugs, pharmaceuticals, and things like that, right? Mm. There's actually natural remedies that you can take for stomach aches. Take a look at the Mexican versions. You know, you get a little bit of honey, a little bit of warm water, you get some lemon juice, and if you want, get a little bit of baking soda, and that'll actually cure your stomach ache right then and there. Pain meds. You don't necessarily have to take pain meds. There's a lot of different hand mudras, right? That you can do that relieve pain, and each of those hand mudras, they allow you to focus in the electrical currents of your body to have certain effects on your physical being. It's no different than acupuncture and acupressure. Yeah. Yep. Ginger is also very good. I believe turmeric is also one of those ones that would actually help in stomach aches as well. Any of the earthy vibe, I mean, any of the earthy plants. I believe sage would also help it because of its earthiness as well. Mm. Eucalyptus. I also have a feeling that aloe vera would help with that as well. Yep, turmeric for inflammation, correct. So yeah, so you know, I also go to the gym as well, and I also put out videos for that in on this channel for anybody who's interested in learning how to weight lift and do things like that. Oh, thank you, thank you. A big part of my life has been learning, not just, you know, about emotions, but also about the physical world, about the mental world. I guess you could say mentalism, right? Spirituality, and just recently I found out what it means to be a weaver. And a weaver is somebody who uses all sorts of different disciplines to create their reality, to create the world that they want to live in, and also to understand how to weave the threads of fate. And it's almost like the sisters of fate, understanding the different components of life and how those different components work into our reality, and then also teaching others to do the same thing. It's almost like I can create my own spells as opposed to, you know, going to a spell book and using the spells there. I feel that like being able to create our own spells, our own affirmations, and things like that are very helpful because it centers that energy and it cultivates that inner energy for ourselves. We can also teach. I can also teach other people to do the same thing, and that actually activates my dharma. Of course, with the Taurus North Node, that's actually the way that I'm supposed to go. And with my Chiron and the part of fortune in Gemini in the 12th house, that's how I find my fortune. Is helping others through communication, helping others understand both sides of the spectrum, and helping to integrate both the physical world and the spiritual aspects to allow people to use that energy and to use that knowledge to manifest the life they want. Mm. Yes, actually, um, I could recommend an herb for you. The uh, the energy that you get from Tonkar Ali would actually be very helpful. And also, there is a hand mudra that would be very good for focus. Pretty sure you've seen people do this. A lot of the famous people like Elon Musk and a lot of different rappers and entertainment artists, they use this hand mudra here for focus and power. Now I don't know in terms of energy wise how that would work. Maybe that's something that you can go ahead and try to experiment with. But there's that. There's also what else? There's also teacrine that you could work with. And teacrine is a natural plant caffeine. There's no jitters from it. There's no tolerance to it. You can basically take it and you won't feel side effects from that. Another thing you could do is throughout the day, here and there, take carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are your immediate energy that your body burns. There's three different things. There's carbohydrates, there's fats, and then protein. Protein is like trying to burn iron. Um, your fat is like trying to burn cement. And then your carbohydrates is like trying to burn wood. So your body's going to go for carbohydrates or sugars. It's better that your body goes for the carbohydrates as opposed to the sugars. And also, try to limit your amount of sugars because your carbohydrates get turned into glucose or glucagon. And you want your body to activate your natural insulin, um, not just your insulin pathways, but your insulin resistance. And you don't want to be eating too much sugar or anything like that that affects it. Matcha powder, yeah. Matcha powder works too. Um, Moringa. If you have any of that, try that as well. That'll actually work out for you too. Um, let's see. Mindfulness. If you pay attention to a lot of the different things that are happening in your reality, within your environment, that'll also help you to keep awake as well. As far as getting to sleep, um, there's a mantra that you can use. Specifically, you know what? I'll go after I finish with this video. I'm gonna go ahead and look up a hand mudra that you can use, and also I'll try and see what else would work. I think ashwagandha, taking some ashwagandha, or maybe even some shatavari, which is basically the same thing as ashwagandha, but it's better for you guys, for females, and it also works good for your sexual organs as well. That'll help calm you down. Um, Mantras would work. Saying the same mantra over and over and over. Also, reading. Strangely enough, when it comes to reading will put you to sleep real quick. I mean, unless you like to read, and that's a different story. Also, listen to some frequencies. Um, More specifically, I believe 428 hertz is the DNA repair frequency. That'll help you get to sleep as well. Binaural beats, those will help as well. Me, I don't have any sleep problems. Thank you, and thank you for your subscription and for the likes and stuff like that. I love doing these lives because I get to help people and get to share information and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go look for some more things that can help you go to sleep as well. Okay, 428, huh? Let me see. So you are let's see, March to April. That's Aries. You're a Taurus, huh? Okay, interesting. Um, how old are you, by the way? I can actually give you a little bit of information as to what to expect during this year. And that'll actually help you get to sleep too, because then you can meditate on that as well. So, Taurus energy right now, you guys are being blessed by Uranus. The energy of Uranus right now is allowing you guys to be yourselves, actually be your authentic self. And also, oh, you're 89. Okay. Um, I was born 86 and I'm 39, so that would make you 36, right? Well, yeah, 36. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, so oh, you're soon to be 36. Okay. So, if you're 35 right now, you're in a what's known as a 12th house profection year in astrology. And in astrology, the 12th house profection years have to do with the energy of Pisces. For you specifically, if you are a Taurus, then that's the energy of Aries. Trust your intuition in a lot of the different things that you see. You may be experiencing a lot of different losses in your life, you know, the loss of friends, maybe quite possibly the loss of family members, the loss of maybe intimate partners, the loss of different connections and things like that that have been around in your life for quite some time. Having Taurus in your first house would put Scorpio into your seventh, which means you have Capricorn in your ninth, which means that the energies of Pluto are moving into your 10th house. You should be experiencing a lot more recognition for various different things that are going on in your life right now. Uh, Recognition for what you know, recognition for how you move. See, I feel that with an Aries 12th house, you have that ability to be able to understand how to move properly without even really having to think about it because you trust your intuition and your gut feelings and you listen to those messages from source. Like so there's something in your life that allowed you to really learn that. Like for me it was being able to go homeless for a little while and then having to work my way through motels and stuff like that. And not that I chose, well, actually, I did choose because I had to leave that toxic environment, but that really brought me closer to source. You know, I did my astrology with that as well, and I found out quite a bit of things. Ha. Oh, 23. Yeah, no, I get that a lot. But no, I'm 39. See, my dad just passed away. Yeah, definitely. Now, my condolences to you firstly. And usually whenever you have family members pass away, they actually become ancestors to us. So, like my grandpa, he passed away in what was it, 2012, when I was going to school in Sacramento for networking and communications. And I believe that in these last few years, especially since I went homeless, he's been with me. And one of my earliest memories that I could remember of him was him poring over the Bible and making his notes. I wish I had his notes. because then that would actually give me an idea of what exactly it was that he was working on. But the way that our ancestors lived through us is by what we do, is by what we learned from them and what we carry on. So with your father, remember everything that he taught you, okay? Remember those lessons that he passed on to you, those the answers, the way that he put himself out, his persona and all of that. Like, remember that. And then also learn to embody those traits so that he lives on through you. That's going to be my best advice for not just kind of coming to terms with the passing of a loved one, but also in understanding how your loved one can actually live through you. Embody the type of characteristics that made them such a good person. Okay? That's gonna be my best advice to you. We can't get rid of the pain because the pain is always gonna be there, but you can learn how to transmute that pain into something positive. And that's usually the best way to I guess work with that energy. I mean, that's the best way that I've learned to work with that energy is encompass all of the positive traits that anyone has ever shown you in their life. And you then become the embodiment of all of those energies, but in a positive fashion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. There's been a lot of different things that I've learned in my life, and well, I mean, that's my mission in life is to help other people, not just to be able to process the higher spiritual energies and the higher spiritual like messages and lessons and things that source and the divine wants to pass down to us, but also how to integrate it into this reality that we live in. Because that's really the way that we move forward. That's the way that we evolve. We evolve on the spiritual realm, and that affects the mental, the emotional, and the physical through vibration. Now, I would imagine that whoever your father was a very highly vibrational soul. Yeah, we all have our flaws and everything, and I would imagine that he has his own as well. But just based on the type of individual that you are, that I can see just by the chat, you've awoken, you've grown, and now you're able to take those traits that he taught you and embody them and pass them on so that others can see that, so that others can feel his energy. And not just his energy, but yours too. Because, like I tell people, we're just an amalgamation of all the energies that we've been exposed to. And that's both good and bad. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I can definitely tell the humbleness just by your own energy. Hardworking, definitely can see that in you as well. Just by the fact that you've worked through a lot of different things in your life, including illness. You know, that's also one of the things that I had to work through as well was illness. More specifically with my feet. Um, well, I mean, I still have to work a little bit on the feet, getting rid of the I guess what's called hongo, so the nails that have turned a different color. I know how to fix that, but I'm still working on that in the spiritual fashion of where I'm organizing my beliefs and I'm understanding what to believe and why, right? Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I've gotten rid of my athlete's foot, and that's been on the physical level. The emotional level would be translated into the infection of the emotions. On the mental level, that would be the infection of the mind and the thought process of life. You think about fungus, and Fungus is alive, obviously, but fungus tends to infect areas that are, I guess, moist, right? And when you think about moisture, moisture is the emotional energy. So the emotional energy that affects your belief systems would be the translation or the energetic signature of fungus, but on a higher plane. Okay, so yeah, think about how your belief systems are affected. If you have a certain, just rigid belief of how life is, and there's no curvature or bending of your or arch of your belief systems, right? You're not able to think about things from a little bit of a higher perspective and maybe even have more flexibility. That rigid belief system is not going to help you out very much. um, Tendonitis, or the tendons, especially the ones that are right here in this area, they have a lot to do with the calf. So between Pisces, your belief system, and Aquarius, the outside world and your connections, there's a necessity to work through the connections that you have with others. Oh, excuse me. The ankles themselves are stability. So, how stable are your connections to other people? How stable is your connection to your community? Right? Ask yourself those questions. The tendons themselves are the it's the embodiment of the strength of your connections and your ability to actually jump into various different connections. Because in order for you to jump, you need your calves, and the calves are the Aquarian energies. So, understanding who to leap for and when to express that energy and when to actually put that energy into that is going to be a very important aspect in healing not just your tendonitis, but also into understanding how much energy you're supposed to put into something. Because if you're always leaping for other people, like let's say people pleasing, for instance, if you want to look at it from the mental level, that's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, see? So here's something that you can take away from this as well. Anxiety is future based, whereas depression is past based. The depression and anxiety, they both work off of each other, but theoretically a person has anxiety because they're not completely sure of what's going to happen in the future, what's going to happen with their decisions. Depression is a result of people having made what they feel are wrong decisions or bad decisions. If a person makes what they feel is a wrong decision or a bad decision, they're going to have anxiety about what their next decision is going to be like. So, with that being said, as a person starts to worry about their decisions, they're more future based. They start to have more anxiety. If a person is too far back, taking a look at their past decisions, they're not keeping track of what's going on in front of them. That's like you looking in the rearview mirror expecting not to crash, right? So, that being said, the best cure for any of that is to be centered, is to be here, is to be present. Understand what's going on in your reality and be mindful of your choices. As you're mindful of your choices, you have the ability to make better choices by trusting your intuition and being informed. So, you won't have all the answers sometimes, and that's a given. But what you will have is your ability to divine messages from Source when Source sends you those messages. And you have to have trust and faith in the universe. That's the only way that you're going to be able to navigate those aspects. Sometimes you're going to have to make decisions that are based on whatever your intuition tells you. A lot of the times people have to understand what's the difference between their ego and their intuition. The best way to do that is understand that the ego is always going to seek to be better than something, better than someone, or it's going to let you know things that quite possibly aren't true, and it has a way of stroking itself. Your intuition will never lead you astray in the sense that it's always going to tell you what you need to hear when you need to hear it, no matter if you want to hear it or not. Okay? That's the best that's the best way to understand. Your ego is always going to tell you what you want to hear. Your intuition is going to tell you what you need to hear. A lot of the times we don't like that. So, as you work to embody those traits that your father left behind with you, understand that we're going to falter, we're going to fail until we step into creator mode and start to create the reality that we're actually looking for. That's a mental state. You have to understand. Um, you have to understand your Leo energies. Remember that your Gemini second house and the ability to see both aspects of things should help you in making decisions, but it's always going to help you in understanding both extremes so that you can actually walk a middle path. Communication is going to be key for your self-worth. So one thing that I can tell you from that point, from that perspective, is learn how to tell yourself positive things. I would imagine if you don't yet, you probably tell yourself negative things like, oh, like, you're so stupid for doing that, or um, you're so dumb for believing this. No, don't tell yourself that, Sarah. You know, that's called negative self-talk, and negative self-talk is always going to bring you down, and negative self-talk is always going to self-sabotage you. Always, without fail, 100%. So one thing you're going to want to do is just maintain that positive self-talk, like, hey, you've done this already. What else can you do? Right? How much more of a positive impact can you make on your reality by telling yourself positive affirmations? And use that as a way to propel you forward. Yep. And I would imagine, yeah, yeah. And when you notice it, stop it right then and there. That's going to be your superpower. That's going to give you the ability to actually move forward and take action based on your self-worth and your self-value, which is all based on what you tell yourself. Yep. See, what you tell yourself is based on your worth. That's your Taurus energy. Having Taurus in your first house, you should naturally see what your talents and your gifts and your abilities are. Focus in on those. Those will help you to put positive self-talk. And from what I learned from ChatGPT this morning, or I should call it Guide GPT, and instead of this morning, I meant this evening, there's an interplay between first house and second house. It's a mirror. Whereas first house is the active principle, like what you already embody, which is the Tauran energies of value and worth um, and assets, and how you gain those assets, how you work for that. Those should be your guiding posts. Those should be your guiding factors in how you look at yourself, what you expect out of life. And, you know, being a Taurus, luxury. But in order to create that wealth, there's a necessity to lean back on your own self-worth. Oh, you do. You do. Um, do get a hold of me. My messenger is David Jesus Barroso, and or you can message me on here. I can go ahead and put your birth date, your birth time, and your location of birth. I'll take a look at your astrology chart, and I'll be able to tell you what your gifts and your talents and your abilities are. And more than like, one way that you can tell too is the stuff that people say you're really good at, but you haven't really like kind of like thought about it, you know. But you're like, yeah, you know what? I am good at that, but I never really think about it because it's just naturally who I am. And for you, it could deal with things like finances. Um, let's see. If you have a Taurus first house, Aries 12th, Pisces 11th, um, Aquarian 10th. The ability to forge connections is should be one of your skills, something that you're known for, something that you're recognized for. So finding good connections requires good emotional fortitude. It also requires good emotional intelligence. If you have Gemini in your second, then you have Cancer in your third. Your communication is key. The ability for you to nurture others with your communication is probably very likely one of your skills. You know, being able to pull people out of their depression, being able to pull people out of their anxiety and stuff like that might be something that you're very good at. Albeit that like that's what's actually going to help you. Wow, thank you, Spirit. So that's actually what's going. Yeah, okay. So that is a natural skill of yours, even without like taking a look at your astrology chart. Spirit tells me that your superpower is being able to bring others up. And because you have that superpower, it's going to be necessary to bring yourself up by positive self talk. Yeah. You know what? A lot of people tell me that my voice is calming too. It's the Cancer energies. People tell me that I have a very soft presence, it's demanding. I mean, it's like commanding. It's a commanding presence, and it's there. Like when I'm there, people feel me. But it's very calm and it's very nurturing because of my Cancer ascendant, and I make people feel comfortable. Hence why, we've been talking for what 40 minutes now. it it's because I care. That's what it is. I care, and because I care, people want to be around. Oh, I thank you. I definitely want to have more lives like this, and if possible, I want to be able to do like more lives where I just chit chat and have talks with people, and if anything, maybe I can invite you into the live stream, and we can have different conversations. Maybe have conversations about anxiety and depression. Yeah. No. Okay, so you're probably going to be very creeped out by this, but right here from the Department of Veterans Affairs, right? This is from my last time that I had a meeting with the psychologist. I believe her name was Dr. Ling. She gave me this handbook. One of them I gave to my ex. The other one I kept with me. And so this handbook is very good in helping us really understand depression and also anxiety. Now, this has to do with the cognitive behavioral treatment for depression. And what ends up happening is when we think about depression, we think about past, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for those compliments. You have no idea. You have no idea how much they mean to me. So, as you can see, thoughts, feelings, and actions, they all have their they all have their connection to each other. And when we understand that, then we can actually start to take charge of our actions, our thoughts, and our feelings. It says by learning about the relationship between thoughts, feelings, and actions, we can learn to get more control over our symptoms. Cognitive refers to our thoughts, behavioral refers to our actions. And so when you think about what those two words mean, cognitive behavioral therapy, it refers to gaining control over your thoughts and your actions. And that gives you the ability to learn what you're feeling. Oh, yeah, see, I've gone through therapy as well, so I'm with you on that one. Like, I understand for sure. Okay, so different combinations of responses to a physical event can produce many types of realities. I call these dimensions. So, physical reality, how others think and act, right? Broken leg, let's say for instance. One, they can be supportive. Two, they can make fun. Or three, they can get angry, right? How you think, you have a choice. This is inconvenient. I'm jinxed. A chance to relax. I'll tell you one thing. When I got shot by a hydroblasting gun on my left foot, it was at a point in time where I wanted to just go, go, go. What ended up happening was during that time, Saturn was actually in charge of the time period. And Saturn had my leg, or had my foot shot because it was time for me to learn astrology. At that point in time, I had already had a few years into numerology and looking at numbers and, doing all of that. And so it was time to learn astrology. So my foot got shot. Almost immediately after that, I had what was known as a light duty position. And for that whole year, I did not only the job of a safety analyst, which was to look at the safety handbook and write it in a more easier to understand and quicker form, but also to learn astrology on the side. And although they didn't want me to, I had to do so in secret. Let's see, I went through something called dialectical behavioral therapy during dialectical behavioral therapy during my mental health hospital stay. It's helpful. Dia- dialectical dialect. Huh. Okay, and so that would refer to communication, communication therapy, or something having to do with multiple DBT. Okay. Explain a little bit on that, because I mean, dialect, I would imagine, would require different forms of communication, but I don't know. My intuition tells me that there's way more to it. Would you be able to explain it in short? Like what dialectical would be? Would that be like different belief systems and the use of different belief systems to kind of give you a unified whole as to like how to approach it? Huh. No way. I just thought of something right now. I'm gonna start making videos using this handbook to help others get over their anxiety or their depression, but also to help them get over their anxiety. And you know what, Sarah, I want you to join me in these. I'm probably gonna do these maybe once a week, twice a week, just to kind of get an idea of like how to do it, how to move through it. I want to do lives like this, okay? I hope you're not I hope you're not shy in going on lives and doing the split screen and all of that. I'll figure all of that out. But I really do want to do something like that because I think that would actually help out quite a bit of people, for sure. Anyway, I well, I see that it's 1:30 a.m. for me, and for you, okay. One thing that I can help or that I can say to help you get to sleep is understand you're protected. Okay, understand that you're guided by source. Everything that's happened in your life is not by coincidence. Everything is in divine timing. So as long as you understand that and you trust that here and here, that's going to become your reality. As you're divinely protected, you're divinely guided. You don't have to worry so much about your choices. Just trust your intuition and what source tells you. And that'll help you out quite a bit. Mm, oh, okay, BPD. Okay, okay. 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 Mm, interesting. You know what's one thing that I can tell you to help with your emotions as well? Feel through them. A lot of the times we feel certain emotions and they tell us, "Oh, take this or take that in order to avoid how you're feeling." Well, that's no different than, drinking or doing drugs of some kind, whether it's crack, cocaine, weed, doesn't really matter. All substances, in some way, shape, or form, that people use on a recreational basis, they use it to escape life. They use it to escape the reality when really we should be feeling these emotions. We should be feeling whatever it is that's necessary to be felt in order for our mindset to change so that we can do what we need to do. You know? Yeah, well, frustration, that one is going to require patience. But frustration is only, we only feel frustration when we feel that something hasn't gone our way. And that has to do with expectation. So learn to remove expectation from outcome, or else you're always going to be disappointed. Don't remove expectation or whatever you wish to produce. That's different. That's called vision. Have a vision, but don't have any expectation of how the universe is going to bring it to you. Just tell the universe that you wish to align your actions to bring about that reality. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's not up to us in how something comes to us. That's nature's job. What we can have control over is how we feel about those things and how we perceive it, right? So it's like broken leg or whatever. Like, we can choose to see it as a positive aspect of, hey, well, this allowed me to slow down. Now I don't got to do all this other stuff that my intimate partner wants me to do. I actually get to rest. Or you could be like, damn, my leg's broken now. Now I can't do all of this stuff, and now they're gonna like hassle me more and yada yada yada. No, no. Once you start to uh, cata, cat, hmm. Once you start to think the worst of things, that's when you actually start to manifest it into your reality. Oh. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, and yeah, I won't. Let me know when you get back from work, and if anything, we can talk on Messenger. We can talk on the phone. We can talk over Zoom. Whichever. If my voice has the ability to calm people enough to where they can fall asleep, maybe that might actually be a cure for your insomnia. That's only if you want it though. But the suggestion is there. It's on the table, right? So let me know. You go ahead and have a good walk to work, and yeah, we'll definitely talk again. Okay. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be more on the live streams. For now, I'm definitely gonna get to sleep because it's already 1:37 a.m. I have to take a look at the bus schedule right now because I have my donation in the next city over, which I have to take two buses, well, one bus for, and I have to find out what time I have to leave from here. So, yeah, you go ahead and have a good morning. Gonna go ahead and have a good night myself. Whoa. And I'll definitely be online a lot more. My messenger is David Jesus Barroso. You can find me on Facebook at that. You can also look for Divination Nation on Facebook, and you can message me there as well. I also have a Divination Nation channel on Instagram, and I also have Divination Nation on TikTok as well. So you can get a hold of me at any one of those, and I'll be able to see your message there. All right. So you go ahead and take care. And no, thank you. I had so much fun with this conversation. Like, it's very rare that I get to run into conversations where I can just kind of sit there and um, talk with people. You know. Oh, thank you, and I hope you have a beautiful day too. Love the sunflower, by the way. You take care. And as for everybody else who is on this live stream, you guys go ahead and take care too. Um, Very good having you guys around. The next videos that I make, I'm gonna make some tarot videos here soon. I haven't really been too much in touch with it, but like I have different cards that I made myself, you know? And so that along with other stuff like the pot tarot and also angel answers, I'm going to be utilizing these soon enough as well. I also have these other cards that I've been working on that I haven't really like um, put out yet, but I do want to work out some more on them. So they're just like little side projects that I have going on, you know. So I'll find a way to go ahead and expand on these. They have messages on the back and stuff like that. So I'll find some way. I will find some way to go ahead and produce more of these. Maybe while I'm sitting here and I don't have anything to do, I can get to working on them again. I do gotta change my corner here a little bit and add some decorations and stuff. If you guys want any decorations to showcase onto my wealth corner, then feel free to send them. Um, just go ahead and message me. I'll give you my address and all of that. So you guys take care. You guys have a good night or good day or good morning, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. All right. Ciao.